Beside shepherd, I shall not want him, because I like down in a green pasture. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restored I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepares a table before I, in the presence of our enemy them. Who anointed I head with no oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of Ivan. I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Kadama we gruma be tela exact beer tana istali raba shante. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, and we want to say thank you so much for this wonderful company. Please pick up our numbers rolling on the screen and do business with us. At the same time, hit on the like button and also share the broadcast so many more people will get to know of this. Remember, this is the headquarters of the truth. From the news, we endeavor to always keep it real, and here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we would only just do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. And of course, my name, Blakk RASTA. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking, ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences, and they conglomerate right inside the African black pot. They are subjected to some good amount of heating, and then they produce food in the aftermath to the glory and nourishment of the whole family. When it's food time, it's time for peace, love, and unity. My brother, my sister, that's what we do exactly here. We bring so many different ideas together from so many different people, and we sieve out the best, and we use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. That is what we do best. My name, Blakk RASTA, and I am ready for today's business. Today we have three very important issues to look at, and we are going to treat those as dispassionately as possible. Story number one, and it says, dishonorable idiots invade Ghana Parliament. It hurts to call some of these parliamentarians idiots. It hurts so terribly to call some of these parliamentarians in our country hooligans. What I saw yesterday in Parliament was nothing but kindergartens coming together without supervision, misbehaving in the Ghanaian Parliament. Shame on these dirty parliamentarians. Now look what is happening. Voting tables are being pushed left, right, and center. Full-grown men, my brother, my sister, pushing left, right, and center, throwing insults at each other, ready to overturn the tables. Pieces of paper, laptops, and so on and so forth, sitting on the tables, being overturned. And look at the police in there. Instead of pulling out their belts and whipping these idiots, They are rather in there trying to speak to them like human beings. I respect Ghana police a lot. If this was in some other countries right there in Africa, these idiots would have had a very good beating. They would have whipped the hell out of them. If this was in the days of Jerry John Rawlings, I'm sure a lot of these guys would have been taken to the Wadara barracks and be shaved with broken bottles and blunt cutlasses. Look what these guys are doing. And these guys are all in suit. Look at them. They ended up breaking tables and breaking microphones that Ghanaians do not even manufacture. Even in the 21st century, we don't manufacture microphones. The taxpayers' money. These are the people who are supposed to be our lawmakers, but they are most lawless. Look at them fighting and breaking things. If this had happened in Ashaiman, the police would have descended on them, beating every person to pulp. But because these idiots call themselves honorables, look at what the police is doing, massaging them and cajoling them. This is not the first time we have had security forces come into the Parliament House. It also happened because of these same idiots who at the Parliament House were provoked so much by another idiot by name Carlos. Carlos was an MP who was supposed to be called an honorable, and this was the guy who snatched ballot paper, chewed those like a pregnant whale. And parliamentarians had to jump on him and give him a good beating. Parliament came to a halt, and security forces had to be called in to maintain peace. My brother, my sister, it is so shameful. Dash these shameless things away. Just the other day, they were fighting over whether they take bribes or not. They said they had a certain thing called integrity. The people we voted into parliament, this is how they are representing us. Fighting and breaking the same things that we are using our money, the taxpayers' money, to buy. It hurts. It's a day of shame of the nation. My brother, my sister, and I am so to the umpteenth time disgusted. Some people were trying to justify it from the minority side. Oh, we're supposed to vet this number of people, but we were pushed to vet more. For that matter, we got angry and broke tables and broke microphones because we are fools and hooligans. Look at these guys. Let us get the import of the whole story. It's all over the nation, published in every corner of the nation. If everyone had some respect for our parliamentarians, I am sure that at this time they are revising their notes. Run the story, my youth. This is Ghana Web, and it says chaos continues at Parliament over vetting of Okudzeto Blakk Mintak and the holiday. Bring me the previous headline and watch exactly what happened in Parliament. You are truly a disgrace. Netizens roast Ano Dompre for his role in the chaos in Parliament. Who is Ano Dompre? You know him, right? Do you know Ano Dompre? He's the minority chief whip. He used to be a broadcaster. My brother, my sister, and he is the MP for the disputed Nsawam Adwojiri constituency. I am sure that his constituents by now are so ashamed of this guy here who wants to be called an honorable. But let's see what other Ghanaians are saying about this guy. Run it, my youth. What is the story saying? A section of the Ghanaian public has criticized the minority chief whip, Frank Ano Dompre, over his conduct during the chaos that ensued in Parliament at the appointment committee sitting on Thursday night, yesterday. Chaos erupted in the lawmaking house as tensions flared between members of the minority and majority during the vetting of some ministerial nominees. Now the clash escalated to the point where tables and microphones were destroyed, prompting the intervention of the police to restore order and prevent further destruction. Now the majority insisted on proceeding with the vetting session beyond 10 p.m. But the minority strongly opposed the move, declaring that they were done for the day. Members of the minority started to loosen the arranged tables, and in the process, most of the microphones fell off and got broken. Most of the microphones. After about 30 minutes of confusion, Majority Leader Mahama Ayarga and other leaders stepped in and calmed the tempest. He announced that with the tables broken and microphones destroyed, the sitting could not continue, forcing the committee to reschedule for the next day. Frank Anodompreh and some NPP members of parliament were seen in viral videos carrying and placing chairs onto the tables in the vetting hall, an act that drew hooting from the majority MPs at the leader of the minority caucus. He was featherhead shouting, "No, no, we would do it," indicating his side's unwillingness to continue with the vetting. But this action has been roundly condemned by netizens, considering that he was the very person who 2 days ago demanded that a government appointee apologized to him for attacking his reputation. A social media user commented, Frank Anodompreh, you are truly a disgrace. We Ghanaians fully support Honorable MFA Hardcastle because she was absolutely right in a choice of words. This is you on live TV, thinking we shouldn't notice your silly and disrespectful attitude? Another said, I hope Haruna Idrisu is watching. They wanted MFA Hardcastle to apologize to this clown. One user commented, see who was talking about his reputation. Frank Anodompreh, try cry. Such an act for a legislator who is calling someone to apologize? Is this the best way to register your consent? A big disappointment, another netizen stated. Another user said, he was rightly referred to as silly, and some NDC members were fighting the woman. This is the guy. Instead of apologizing, they will go through the dictionary of buffoonery and get all the words that buffoons from the first BC gathered, so they can use that to their rescue. My brother, I'm so ashamed of these guys. These are guys we are told in the past, and we don't know what is happening right now. We're paid for sitting to vet. Part of their duties as MPs, they were paid money by the past administrations to sit down and vet. My brother, my sister, what did they agree on? What time were they supposed to close the vetting? Was there any plan? Or it was just a walk in the park till you get tired, you don't stop? My brother, my sister, it's Parliament's day of shame. Yet another day of shame for the Ghana Parliament. Now this should teach Ghanaians. It's not anything that wears trousers that has common sense. And it's not anything that speaks good English that has common sense. Some are dons. And some are robots. Some are nothing but idiots. And we can see one idiot sitting there like that. Parliamentarians disagree. And the best way they can register their disagreement is to move tables around, kick them out, break microphones, insult each other, and then at the end of the day, who pays for the broken microphones? A country that is still running after the IMF and the World Bank to be able to survive. A country that just gave stupid haircuts to our pensioners. My brother, my sister, some of whom we refer to as dead now as we speak, because of the careless government that was in power, that had no respect for the senior citizens who trusted the country so much, they gave their all to rescue the country from economic bondage and suppression. It hurts me. I have goose pimples all over me as I speak. These are the guys who pay bribes in order to get MP positions, and it is from the grapevine in Ghana everybody knows. Our politicians go around paying money to another bunch of idiots who call themselves electorates. For them, you could be as wise as Solomon. Once you don't give them bribe, you are as stupid as whoever. What a country. And this guy wants to be called honorable. He meets you and he expects that you call him honorable. All those guys in suits who have no respect for our textile industry in this country, my brother, they all want to be called honorables. Such idiots. Such idiots. It hurts me. You want to be called an honorable? You think it's an ordinary label? You have to deserve it and merit it. A lot of these guys all across Africa, they are only able to get into the parliament house because of bribery and corruption. Election is coming. They go with rice. They go with sugar. They go with oil. And idiots take these things and vote for them. They never saw you when you were hungry the past 4 years. Now that they need you, they are bringing you sugar and milk for you to vote for them. And some of our citizenry does that. A part of our citizenry does that. Well, as Mahama Ayarga said, he hopes that the Ghanaian people will forgive the buffoonery that happened in the parliament yesterday. And early this morning, when they met for another sitting, it almost erupted into another chaos. Run the story. Hey! Chaos continues at Parliament over vetting of Okudzeto Blakk Minta Akando. Run it, my youth. Following the night at Ghana's Parliament that was marred by chaotic, violent scenes during the vetting of some nominees of President John Dramani Mahama, the minority has returned to the House with further chaos. This came about after the minority leader, Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markin, led his side of the Appointments Committee of Parliament to the sitting, and immediately they got in, he started hurling invectives at someone. Now the person turned out to be the clerk of the Appointments Committee, who had been accused by the minority leader of political bias in the interest of the NDC. What Anodom Press said happened. What Anodom Press said happened. According to an interview granted to the media by Frank Anodompré, he explained that the clerk to the Appointments Committee was acting in bad faith when his side was outside in a meeting. This morning, to be fair with them, the majority chief whip called me as a fellow whip and said that we should meet. Then I told him that we were having a caucus meeting, so he should just give us about 30 minutes or an hour. We would come and engage. Then we could agree on the schedule. We were in the meeting. We did not even close. Then they went ahead to start the vetting. This is totally wrong. It's a display of bad faith, and you don't treat your colleagues with such disrespect. You could have just waited for an hour. We would come and agree on what to do. We are not against Kwabena Minta Akando, Minister of Health designate. He is one of us. We have no objection. But when we want to schedule, things properly. But when we want to schedule things properly, well, it's a grammatical slip there. Now, what did Afenyo Markin say? We are here to vet our colleague, the health minister designate. The understanding we had in the morning was to have a discussion prior to this engagement. We were taken by surprise that the clerk, without notice to us, was administering the oath. That notwithstanding, I think we've had a discussion to proceed with this vetting, and so thereafter resolve all outstanding matters. So, honorable members, we shall proceed to do the vetting for our colleague Kwabena Minta Akando, and we believe that chair, in good faith, as he's always been known for, will do that, just that, so that we resolve all out. Dash it. So, minority was supposed to come back after 1 hour so that they will have a discussion. I'm sure they fixed the time, and minority said, even though it is this time, we still need about 1 hour to discuss, so we return. After more than 30 minutes, I'm sure they went back and realized that minority was not coming. Well, Parliament decides to sit and go ahead. You can't force anybody to be part of the parliamentary sitting. So they started it. Minority comes in. In fact, micro minority comes in and gets angry that this is an act in bad faith. You should have waited for us, even if we're going to take 7 million hours. For that matter, because of the hooligans that we are, we shall disrupt this meeting. So they started turning tables around, breaking microphones that you and I paid for, and yet wanted to be referred to as still honorables. Again, if this had happened in Nima, police would have used tear gas. They would have whipped the hell out of my Nima boys. If this had happened at a Ashaiman, there would have been casualties. But because of suit-wearing idiots in parliament, nobody whipped anybody. Who is more powerful? Is it the people who put them there, or they who got the support of the people? I'm so disgusted and so disappointed. Allegations of bribery all over the place for vetting. Not now, before, and even now. Oliver Barker-Vormawor was held before the appointments committee. He apologized and walked away. My brother, my sister, have we been able to resolve the bribery in parliament from those times till now? As told to us by Bagbin, as told to us by Kennedy Japan, that any cheap idiot could be a parliamentarian in Ghana. Now, these cheap idiots that Kennedy Japan referred to, we saw some of them in parliament. I'm fed up. Dash it away. When we return, we got more. Hey! Hey! Whoa! It's the Black Pot, aka Kokushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Next one of my youth, watch it, no man. All right, Akufo-Addo fingered in NPP defeat. There's a guy that I've always said was my mate, but I'm not able to tell whether he was my mate at UST Kumasi or TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School. But I want to believe that it might be both. You know who he is? He's a medical doctor. That's him. This gentleman, do we all remember? He was the one who said that they will not stop Galamsey today. neither would they stop it tomorrow during the elections. Because they wanted to win the elections, they were saying anything at all. And this guy here contested the elections too, because he wanted to be voted in as an MP. So in Ghana, you can say just anything in order to win an election. And he learned that dirty political gimmick. And he came out, a medical doctor who should know better, whose priority should be to save lives. He was endangering the lives of people by telling them that galamsey was okay and that they will continue with the galamsey thing. I'm glad they lost the elections. Now the same guy who should have been suspended by the Medical Association of Ghana, wherever, has come back to finger somebody else for the defeat of the NPP. Run it, my youth. Dr. Efriye opens up about Akufo-Addo's role in NPP's defeat in 2024 election. Now watch what happened. Come on. Now the Member of Parliament for Efiduyase, Asokore, Dr. Nana Ayu Efriye, has faulted former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for his party, the NPP's defeat in the 2024 general elections. Speaking in an interview on Oyerepa TV on January 17, 2025, Dr. Ayu Efriye, who was the Middle Belt campaign coordinator of the NPP for the 2024 election, said that Akufo-Addo's actions helped fuel the perceptions that the president and members of his party were rude. Did you hear that? A rude party, disrespectful, arrogant party. That's what he's saying. All because of Nana Akufo-Addo. He cited the examples of Akufo-Addo telling the people of Kwabre East who complained about having bad roads that they could vote for the NDC if they wanted to or not. That should have been the NDC, not NPP. We all heard him. NDC. You know, he also indicated that the former president telling chiefs to stand up before greeting him also created a lot of disaffection for the NPP, which ultimately affected their fortunes in the election. If you are going into an election and the president tells you, Kwabre East, if you will not vote for me, it is your case. How do you expect the people to feel when he says this? At the end of the day, what the president did is unacceptable. Yes, it was unacceptable. And if you also look at an election and you ask chiefs to stand up, the Ghanaian people don't like that, he said. That's him. He is not looking at his galamsey rhetoric. He's looking at the arrogance of his president. They are both eels. Arrogant president. I've always been told that short people, to make up for their loss in height, are always arrogant. But I can say I'm a short man who is not arrogant. So I am an exception. And I believe there are many more exceptions. My brother, my sister, we saw Nana Akufo-Addo's arrogance and rudeness when he was about to end his tenure. You know what was running in his head? Oh, because these people think that my tenure has ended and then a new president has to come, they are not showing me the respect that I deserve. I have to still show them that I'm the president. Stand up and greet me, all you chiefs and kings. But Efriye should bow down his head in shame. He's one of those that caused the loss of the NPP by telling them to stand up and continue with the galamsey. They will not stop it when they come into power again. He's never apologized for that. Asante Hini was busily chasing galamseyers around. And this guy went out telling them that galamsey, oh, yeah, we will not stop galamsey. You will continue doing. That's the country. In the face of power, we will do anything to kiss it. We don't think about our nation anymore. It's about us getting power. And what we do with the power is so nauseating, we don't even want to say it. We use it to fight our personal battles. To which hand? Yes, and wizard hand. How can we grow as a nation? Anyway, it's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we speak truth to power. My brother, power should humble you. Me, the more I rise, the more humble I get. Many people have said it, and I am happy it is like that. I attended a gentleman's party. He came from the US, and then he was introducing me to his wife. And the way he saw me, my posture, he told his wife, don't be deceived by this posture. This guy is a very, very, very important person. I couldn't understand. I sat back and I said, so Nipokra, what should make a man feel overly proud? Yeah, some cry now. Yeah, for Sabra, yeah. We are not show this for high, sir. Massa, you want to say. Empty barrels make the most noise. Rolling stones gather no moss. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. When we return, we take your messages and then we close with the last story. Hey! Hey! Wayo! It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Always. Can we look at your messages? Keep your messages coming in. We are live on Facebook and also live on YouTube. Alright? Ronnie Boy says, welcome my lord. Woyoy. Kojo One Full says, Rastafari greetings, Blakk. I've been watching the ministerial vetting. What a drama. Good evening all. Like, share. Why not subscribe? It costs nothing. Raham's Empire TV says, good evening, Black Rasta. I'm always happy to be watching you for the truth you speak. God bless. Respect. Blakk. Woyoy. Please subscribe to the channel and also share the broadcast. Nana Kofi says, honesty and patriotism are why I choose you as my main man. But my family is against me because of the old perception they have about dreadlocks. Keep on, Blakk. You really inspire me a lot. Yeah, they are more interested in the labels than the content. Today, if Jesus Christ drops, a lot of us will miss him because he shall return with dreadlocks. That's what the Bible says. That he was a Nazarite. He came from Nazar, right? Nazareth. And the name Nazareth itself means what? Uncut vine. Vine, you know a vine. Uncut. And the vow was only about the hair. It's the only vow in the Bible that is about the hair. We don't authenticate our dreadlocks using the Bible. We authenticate our locks using the culture of our ancestors long before the Bible was even born. My brother, things are changing now. In my days, hey, some people would refuse to even walk on a road that a Rasta man has walked on. When they see you coming, they take another direction. Trotro, nobody will sit by you. Fathers will not give their children to Rastas to marry. But today, I walk on the streets and all the ladies, hey, Blakk! Hey, Blakk! Today, I just came from the Accra Mall. Saw some sweet ladies. Blakk! Yeah, Blakk! Can I have your number? Can you autograph my chest for me? Hey, autograph your chest. To God be the glory. Kwakuchre Jaffa says, blessed day, welcome, my African teacher, ready to teach patriotism. Keep up the good work. You are the influence of who I am today. Wow. Thanks for the positive impact on my life. Oh, Jesus. Things like this make me shed tears, man. How many more are singing this chorus? Audu Isaka says, my Blakk, the voice of Africa. J. Coolman says, democracy in Africa is the waste of time. We will get there, my brother. Mohammed Banjia says, may Allah guide us. Run it in the Come here. Wayoy. Signed, MC Scorpion Isara Shaiman. Audu Isaka says, he is a fight rebel, not an honorable, a shame. Okay, I think he wanted to say rebel. He is a fight rebel, not an honorable. What a shame. Joshua Apia says, at times it's a pain to be a Ghanaian. I know what you mean. Goswe Jata says, watching you live. Come here. Wayoy. Abuna Vivian. Good evening, Black Rasta. The Salaga soldier, the living legend. Thank you for your wonderful work for Madagana. I am ready for wisdom, sir. God bless. Respect, Abuna Vivian. Love you. Jay Coolman says, the lady who called him silly has been vindicated. Audu Isaka says, we should hold them accountable. We make sure they pay. Yeah, they have to pay. The same hooligans, the same barbarians, the same vandals must pay for the broken tables and microphones. In my days in school, Kodamas, they will tell you if you misplace a school product or break it, you pay 3 times the cost. How many of you had that in your schools as well? Africa Vibes, this is the honorable. The leaders are teaching us very good. Some of us are learning. Wait till I graduate. He's speaking tongues in cheek. Yes, tongue in cheek. He's saying the honorables, they are teaching us a good lesson in being honorable. So when I finish school, I will also be an honorable. Mubarak MBK says, I just don't understand these leaders even in Parliament. Oh, slow Ghana. Eno Adoma Sa, beautiful name. Says, Blakk. Raphael Kofi says, they have to pay for the items destroyed. Charity Obuobi says, well done, man. Haruna Isa says, good evening to you, my mentor. May the goodness and mercies of Allah be upon you, watching you live from China. In fact, I was very disappointed and not surprised about the video I saw in Parliament House yesterday by our so-called honorable members we asked to represent, as this isn't the first time of such a misconduct by these politicians. So when will all these things end, the uncalled for behavior? In fact, our politicians are now serious jokers. If military or any other security personnel are seen in the chamber, Ghanaians will be running insults on them, but yet we don't condemn our politicians' wrongdoing. What legacy are they leaving behind for the younger generation to emulate? Our politicians need overhauling. Their behavior is so embarrassing that even in the jungle, we don't see such acts. Blakk, more knowledge and wisdom to you, sir. Nate Joseph, they should not be allowing a lot of people in the sittings during vetting. Not necessary. They could cause confusion. Well, Keep your messages coming in. We'll take the last batch before we go. Can we close with this story? Some LGBTQI plus George vows to resurrect anti-gay mission. How many of us know Jata? Sam George, young man, very powerful. Ningo Pram Pram, he unseated a giant. In fact, in history, his name will be engraved as the giant slayer. I love him. Yeah, I love him. He has a few excesses here and there, but we all do, don't we? This is Sam George. He's a member of Ajinasari's church, Perez Chapel. He's a man who loves God. At the same time, he believes in his convictions. My brother, my sister, he was the one of those that pushed seriously the so-called anti-gay agenda in Parliament. And he took center stage around the world. BBC interviewed him, CNN interviewed him, and he was as vocal as he could be. So knowledgeable and full of fact. This is Sam George. I admire him. Trust me. Sam George was vetted only yesterday, right? And chaos all over the place. This is Sam George. Amongst many things, he said his wife takes care of him. Tongue in cheek. I love that. Ningo Pram Pram is proud of this guy. Run the story. Anti-LGBTQ plus bill will be reintroduced in 9th Parliament. Sam George vows. Open it up. Sam Nate George, the Minister of Communications, Digitalization, and Innovation designate, has pledged to reintroduce the anti-LGBTQ plus bill in the 9th Parliament. Now, during his vetting by the Appointments Committee on Thursday, January 30, Sam George reiterated his staunch opposition to LGBTQ plus activities, emphasizing that the bill is crucial for preserving Ghanaian cultural values and societal norms. Dash it away. All right, so Boomso as haters, we're going to try and resolve this as quickly as we can. And if we are not able to return, this is where it all comes to an end. We do apologize for that, right? I think it's a technical issue we have. We'll check it out and deal with it. Thank you so much. My name is Blakk Rasta.
Blackpot, Coco Show, man. Blackpot, Coco Show, man.